Welcome, YouTube, to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling, where all we do is talk wrestling. Wrestling. We sleep, we eat, we breathe wrestling. Uh, Obviously, Monday Night Raw took place, and quite an action-filled show. Obviously, a lot of question marks going into Saturday night main event. We've also got the women's evolution coming through. We got some matches declared for that one, and interesting developments obviously taking place between the New Day and Liv Morgan, who's out on injury at this point in time. But for me, a solid show. Yeah, with a bit of ups and downs over here and there, but we'll get into it as we go through the whole script for the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all social media platforms, and we're currently on 43 subscribers on YouTube. Would like to get there to at least about double that, let's say about 80 subscribers by the end of July. So don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Mahala. Zero. No terms and conditions, no hidden cost. The terms and conditions aren't even written. They're not even written in pencil. So please, guys, help support the channel. Let's grow bigger. And as always, support this lovely entertainment that we call professional wrestling. Rhea Ripley kicked off the show. Obviously not 100% from her street fight with Raquel Rodriguez. And like I said at the end of my video, my previous video on there, you can go onto the channel and check it out. I would have loved for Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez to have like a trilogy of matches to just maybe keep Rhea Ripley obviously on her toes and try to, before pushing her back into the main event scene of the women's title, just maybe have her take place in a mini feud that would obviously build her up. Or it's Rhea Ripley, she doesn't need that much building up, but at the end of the day, it would have been great to see a trilogy between her and Raquel Rodriguez. Obviously, two powerhouses, but we're not getting that at this point in time. Instead, how they played it is that Io Sky is now looking to defend her title against worthy, strong opponents and to prove that she's one of the best. And then obviously one of these being Rhea Ripley. For me personally, like I've always been saying, I would have preferred that this title shot actually be given to Asuka. As much as Asuka didn't win the Queen of the Ring, she was a runner-up to the Queen of the Ring. So being that she went through all those women, now to just suddenly have her stagnant and not competing in any way. She wasn't even on tonight's episode of Raw. So I think it takes away from the momentum that she had already built coming back into the scene. So for me, it would have been great to at least have Asuka versus Io Sky, given the fact that Asuka was the runner-up to the Queen of the Ring tournament. And the other option would have been to obviously have Rhea Ripley enter the Women's Evolution Royal Rumble that will be taking place, and maybe have her win that instead of just being declared because she's the best or the biggest in the roster. But it is confirmed now. It's gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky at the Women's Evolution, and obviously we're gonna be checking out that pay-per-view. So far, it's looking stacked. It's gonna be great to see how everything, because we've got two matches confirmed. We've got Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, and then we've got Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez. Obviously confirmed that they will be taking on three other teams from different brands. But that's a story that we're obviously gonna get into going through the script today on the show. Um, AJ Styles, AJ Styles is still on Dominic Mysterio's neck, and I hate to say this because given the fact that when Dominic Mysterio won this Intercontinental Championship, it was one of the most highly celebrated wins at WrestleMania this year. But I don't think Dominic Mysterio has done anything with the title. And I'm guessing this is a problem that WWE is starting to have, given the fact that they take the title, they give it onto a fan favorite or somebody who's hot at the moment, and they can't actually utilize off of the momentum that that person has coming out of WrestleMania. We can try and obviously say that Liv Morgan getting injured maybe put a spanner in the works, given the fact that Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio are a pair, and everything that Liv does affects Dominic, and everything Dominic does affects Liv Morgan. So for me, it would make more sense to give the Intercontinental Championship to AJ Styles now. Obviously, they're trying to fill in with comedic elements to the whole story. Dominic Mysterio being a natural cocky douchebag is obviously at this time avoiding AJ Styles at all costs. And I didn't expect AJ Styles to whip out the mommy classes. And yeah, just, read through Dominic Mysterio's injury. But for now, I'm literally questioning what has Dominic Mysterio done with the Intercontinental Championship ever since receiving it at Mania. Regardless, the answer is nothing. And at this point in time, I think it's better to just give the title to AJ Styles, who can obviously run with the title and try to have it more visible on television in match-wise, rather than just backstage promos and being used as a prop at this point in time. So obviously, when Dominic Mysterio does come back, his first opponent will be AJ Styles, and in my personal opinion, I prefer that the title does go to AJ Styles. And when we do have a solid storyline for Dominic Mysterio, then he can maybe get the title back. But for now, he's not really doing that much with it. It's almost the same as what they knew they were doing with the tag team championships. It was basically nothing. Hadn't defended it, hadn't been in matches in a while, don't have any active storylines. The only thing that they do is show up to the arena, insult the fans, get their promos cut out, and no actual development. The team that they took it from in the War Raiders, I think, are performing on WWE Speed, and there was just nothing for the New Day to grasp their teeth into to try and elevate the tag team championships, which leads us into the following match, which was the Judgment Day, which is Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus the New Day. And yeah, the New Day lost the tag team championships to the Judgment Day. I kind of called this in my previous video that given the fact that this New Day heel run isn't what we all thought it would be. It started off great, don't get me wrong. Those few weeks where Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were at their necks, were basically calling each other's shortcomings and then just taking heavy shots, and that was some of the greatest character development that I've seen between two individuals who were in a team together. When they turned on Big E, it added more heat to the group. But immediately after receiving that heat, nothing happened. Like, they had no motion, they had no storyline, they basically just had everyone booing them. That was the storyline. Everyone was turning on them, and they couldn't capitalize on that, and then it just ended up and fell flat. So big shout out to the Judgment Day being the new tag team champions, and obviously with Finn Balor getting the pin on that one. I think someone that's been putting in the work as of late, and I feel that a lot of fans believe that Finn Balor is basically being underutilized. So great win for the New Day. And given the fact that the SmackDown tag team division is so hot, I literally just made a list of the tag teams that we have on Monday Night Raw, and I don't know why it's not as hot as obviously the SmackDown one. I don't know. You guys will let me know who I'm missing from the list. I think we've got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, but they might not be a tag team for long because obviously they have some heat between them. We've got Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. We've got the Creed brothers. We've got Otis and Tazawa. We've got Finn and JD. And I think that's it. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. It's 5 tag teams. I don't know what happened to the War Raiders. They just fell off the face of the tag team division at Raw. And it's like the tag team division it's literally lacking something at this point in time. Like I was saying, it would be a better idea to take Big Jim away from whatever's going on to SmackDown and have him come to Raw and obviously unite with Jey Uso, because I think besides from the New Day, I think the Usos are the next best option to elevate the tag team championship on Raw. And I don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to do it, but the tag team division on Raw needs a whole lot of work. And they have some great talent. but it's just that there is no story. There is no story that they're obviously participating in, and it just feels like the tag team division on Raw is dead. And but yeah, given the fact that they knew they are the Judgment, they are the new tag team champions. Let's see what they do with the titles. Let's see how they run it back this time. And obviously, hopefully, they can elevate the tag team division to something or something bigger, higher a lot. Because now the whole of the Judgment, they except Liv Morgan, have gold around their waists. And that's also the other issue that we're going to be getting into. Um, Grayson Waller was basically given TV time to obviously get a sense of where him and Austin Theory are at this point in time. And he said he was not going to entertain that. He would not entertain that. He would not answer that for the fans that are in attendance and obviously us fans at home. And he was giving the New Day their flowers, so to say. He was congratulating them on the success that they've had, the longevity that they've had in the company. And I was getting confused as to, okay, why is Grayson Waller now all of a sudden giving the New Day their flowers? Only to get to the point where he says the New Day pulled the plug and got rid of dead weight. And immediately after getting rid of that dead weight, they became successful. Obviously gave a wink to the TV, and given the fact that how this interview was supposed to go and be about him and Austin Theory, I'm starting to think that Grayson Waller is now giving off the signs that he needs to get rid of Austin Theory because he believes he's dead weight. Now, they've been teasing this breakup for, I think it was even before WrestleMania 40. And yeah, it still hasn't happened. There's been a lot of friction between the two. So maybe this is the time for them to break up. Maybe this is the time for them to break up from one another and go into singles competition. We'll see how that goes. Chad Gable is out on injury. So that means, Chad Gable is out on injury. Doesn't affect Al Grande Americano. I don't know why you guys keep going into the comment section on social media and keep saying that Al Grande is Chad Gable. It's two different people, ladies and gentlemen. Two very different people. So Chad Gable is out on an injury, and the American Made need to keep up their spirits. They're gonna be listening to Ivy, and it'll be interesting. I also don't understand the fact that why is not American Made more? Why are they not getting more TV time? As a tag team, like as Chad Gable said, they had the potential to become tag team champions, and I don't know. Like I said, the tag team division on Monday Night Raw is a mess. It needs some heavy work, and it needs a team that can basically lead that whole division to another level. So it'll be interesting to see how American Made obviously tries to adjust to everything and obviously try to navigate the tag team division with Chad Gable not being there and obviously being told to listen to Ivy. We got Rusev versus Sheamus, and yeah, big meaty man. Throwing haymakers, big meaty man just going at haymakers. Rusev picking up the victory. And like I said in my previous video, there's a story with Rusev and Sheamus. I don't think we've seen a monster heel tag team in the longest of times. They can either do Sheamus and Rusev being a huge tag team and obviously going after the tag team goal, or they can do Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker as monster heels that will be trying to go for the heavyweight, for the tag team championships. And it will be very interesting to see two big men, because I haven't seen a monster heel tag team in a while. Like I haven't seen it in a while. So it'll be very refreshing to see that maybe Rusev does eventually turn Sheamus into a heel and they can start targeting for the tag team championships, which once again, with names like Rusev and names like Sheamus, which are like world heavyweight champion caliber names, would obviously bring that aesthetic and bring that attention to those tag team and maybe elevate them. I don't know, could be a crazy idea. Karrion Kross is still pissed at Sami Zayn and is still trying to force him to say that Sami Zayn is a liar. Obviously attacked him at the back with a steel pipe, and Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross are still gonna go on for a while. So like I said, I don't mind Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. and I literally hope that we get something out of this. The other thing that I did forget to mention is that every person that Karrion Kross has come and faced and obviously had a match with or had a feud with has eventually turned heel. So could this be the turning heel for Sami Zayn, coming out and being a heel? You never know. It could be. It could be. Um, Gunther obviously had a message for Bill Goldberg, and it was basically just telling Bill Goldberg, "I'm gonna kick your ass. That's it. I'm the biggest bully in the yard. You hate bullies. You've ran into the biggest bully in the yard." So it's gonna be interesting to see how Gunther, no, not even Gunther, like Bill Goldberg responds to all of this. I was given the assumption that Bill Goldberg will be attending each and every Monday Night Raw up until Sunday night's main event. All I've been getting now is video vignettes, and I must say the song that they play in Bill Goldberg's vignette, I don't know why they're using songs like that for vignettes. They should basically just use them for superstars as entrances, given the fact that Death Rebel has just turned us all deaf to music at this point in time. So it's another interesting factor that I picked up on, the fact that they used quite a great. It's a bit of a rock song. I don't know. You guys could comment down below. Let me know what's the name of the song, and I think that would be a great theme for somebody coming out to the ring. But I don't know. Yeah. Um, with obviously Gunther making it clear that he's gonna be bullying Bill Goldberg and he's gonna be winning that match, basically just asking who's next. And in wrestling, when you ask questions, you most of the time will get the answer. Seth Rollins came out. He explained the reason why he was in Saudi Arabia, and the reason why he was in Saudi Arabia wasn't because he wanted to cash in the the money in the bank on John Cena, but he had a referee. So I don't know. I don't know. They're just trying to pivot away from the fact that he almost cashed in on John Cena, but also made a great save in pivoting to the point where he said, as long as he still has air in his lungs, CM Punk will never be world champion at this point in time. And like I said, it's a great callback, and now we can get that feud where CM Punk is gonna feud with Seth Rollins and his group. And obviously, after Seth Rollins making it clear why he went there, CM Punk came out, attacked Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins ran out. He went into the crowd, thought he was safe, and bam, bari, boom, here comes LA Knight. So I'm guessing LA Knight is now a Monday Night Raw superstar, or are we just like, going through portals like Doctor Strange wise, coming in and out as we please? Nick Aldis for some reason was on Monday Night Raw. It's just a lot. It's just like at some point you would try to say that there's a barrier between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but it's so blurry that Raw superstars end up on SmackDown, SmackDown superstars end up on Raw, and you just get tired of saying that someone is a Raw superstar, someone is a SmackDown superstar. So yeah, LA Knight came out, attacked Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins managed to get away, and it was made official that Punk, no, not even Punk, LA Knight will be going one on one with Seth Rollins at the Saturday night's main event. And we cut back to the backstage promo. It's not even like a promo, it's more like a segment with obviously, like I mentioned, Nick Aldis and who's the gent now? His name just went away. Nick Aldis, Nick Aldis, Nick Aldis, Nick Aldis, Nick Aldis, and the Raw general manager. It will come to me. um, Finn Balor coming and making a suggestion that they shouldn't strip Raquel off of the titles. They should just have Raquel Rodriguez look for a new partner. So obviously benefits the Judgment Day more than it does the locker room, because Finn is looking to keep the titles in the Judgment Day. But we all know who the other half of the tag team is, and it's Liv Morgan. It's gonna be very weird when she comes back to her tag team title being won by Roxanne, and when she does come back, will Roxanne then give Liv Morgan the tag title? Like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but it seems that Raquel is the only one that's basically seeing what's going on in the group. Dominic Mysterio can't even make up his mind, and it's clear that JD McDonough is on the side of Finn Balor, same as Roxanne Perez, who's on the side of Finn Balor. So when Liv Morgan does come back, it's going to be very interesting to see how this is handled. We got Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. I honestly thought this match would be brought about by Becky Lynch trying to drive a wedge between the two, but it was made by the general manager, and it seems that they are going to implode on like by themselves. They are not going to need any help from Becky Lynch. But given the fact that it was stated that whoever wins between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria will determine who the number one contender for the match is. The match did take place and it ended in a draw because both women's shoulders were on the mat when the referee counted to 3. So does this mean that we're getting a triple threat match at the Women's Evolution? I think that would be the only logical way out. The only logical way out into this one, to make Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch a triple threat match at the Women's Evolution. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. LA Knight managed to give off a quick interaction between CM Punk. And like I said, LA Knight, Karrion Kross, Carmelo Hayes, who else? Basically those 3 names. As long as they're interacting with main event caliber superstars, I am happy. So now we're getting that tease, the fact that CM Punk might start having an issue with LA Knight, and given the fact that he's so emotional, being so emotional that he pushed Gunther to the floor when he was walking out of the ring, I think that's going to come back and bite Punk in a way, because Gunther doesn't take things like that lying down, no pun intended. So now we've got another interaction between LA Knight and CM Punk. And basically LA Knight letting CM Punk know, I don't know what your problem is. Like, I did something to you. I did nothing to you. If you have a problem with Seth Rollins, you can have him 6 days out of the week. But at Saturday night's main event, it's me versus Seth Rollins. So obviously we're going to see how all of this develops, and going forward, see how we can start merging CM Punk into the whole war games theory that we're going to be having. And with LA Knight obviously being included in that lineup to take on Seth Rollins and his goons, so to say. Speaking of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were in the main event of the match of the night with Sami Zayn and Penta. Obviously, these 2 guys are the ones that came down to the rescue for John Cena and CM Punk at Night of Champions. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed once again establishing their dominance over Penta and Sami Zayn and coming out victorious. They did want to do more damage, and out came Jey Uso for the save for Sami Zayn. For Sami Zayn, as he was about to suffer tsunamis and a whole bunch of spears that obviously were going to break his ribs into like 16,000 pieces. So we've got the team on one side so far. I think it's basically just Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Penta, LA Knight, and CM Punk. We've got Seth Rollins, we've got Braun Breaker, we've got Bronson Reed. And like I said, we need 2 more guys to obviously merge into Seth Rollins' team to then obviously try and go into a War Games. I don't know. I just feel like War Games for the past couple of years has been turned into a Bloodline War Game. So it will be interesting to see how it's handled, and who do you guys think will be going into the War Games cage. I've got obviously Seth Rollins as the heel faction, and the babyface faction. Who are we hoping to see in that one? Let me know. And if you've made it this far into the video, this is how obviously Monday Night Raw ended. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Penta coming out on top. and just building up more speed going into Saturday night's main event and going into Survivor Series and SummerSlam. So just you guys let me know in the comment section, who do you think is a team that will obviously be going into the War Games, on the heel side and on the baby face side. And as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys can get the notification when we drop new content onto the channel. Thank you so much for the interactions on social media. Let's keep them up. Let's get the followers. Let's get the subscriptions. Let's get the likes up. Like the videos, comment on them so we can be suggested onto the algorithm. So we can probably be like, where we need to be, get the channel successful. Thank you all so much for rocking with Simon Says. And as always, peace.